Welcome to another Pike and Shot battle. Here I have the late Polish list versus Ottoman Turks. My most recent match was as the Turks against the Austrians, a matchup in which I think generally the Turks have a harder time by this time period. So I thought I'd go a little easier on myself, in theory, and grab the Poles, which I think might outclass the Turks here, but it's hard to say. The Turks melee cavalry or cavalry melee capability is all swordsmen, which is useless against steady horse that are armed with melee pistols. However, my cavalry is mostly pretty expensive, so if I get flanked, it doesn't matter. In addition, it's a nice open map. Both armies, Poles and Turks, do not have pikemen by this time period. Instead, we have musket-armed infantry as some kind of backup melee weapon, and they depend on the protection of cavalry to avoid being ridden down in the open. That's the theory. We'll see how it works in practice, although this is so absurdly open that I might not bother bringing infantry at all if I can help it, besides the two that I'm required to bring. So I do like to control the battlefield, so I'll bring Tatars, light horse with bow and sword. And we'll fill out our numbers with Cossacks, which are unarmored, average carbine cavalry. These armored Cossacks are interesting. Superior armored light lance. Now, light lance is something that by this time period is pretty useless in Western Europe because it does nothing against impact pistol. But it does just fine against the Turks, who are all dependent on bows and carbines, don't have impact capability. Armored horse, and then the question is, do I get more winged hussars or more lights? I suppose I could even get more infantry, but let's grab the hussars, leaving 64 points, and then we could grab what? Haiduks and some poorly armed levies that will hide in a village or something, not bring out, just to pad our army's numbers. Alright, deployment. Well, our poorly armed levies will just dump in this forest to the left, no problem. Infantry, I suppose one can get ready to occupy this ground. And that ground. Not that it really matters. Okay. We'll keep each infantry unit paired with a unit of winged hussars. So if any cavalry try to swoop in, we can countercharge immediately. And we will mix in our purely shooting horse into the center. How many cavalry units do we need here? 2, so that means 1 more is required. Very good. Okay, light horse, do we want to pile them all one wing? Yeah, this is more open. Let's go with that. Do I want to push for infantry in here? I think that might actually be a good call. So 2 units of infantry over there, and then let's, in that case, grab 1 more cavalry unit to fill the line. So we'll occupy this wood, send out our lights to harass, and then just kind of charge head on. Marl's saying this might not take very long. I'm kind of feeling like I picked the wrong side for 83 Vienna reenactment. I'll offer him a mirror match. Fair enough. It is indeed skewed in favor of the Poles, I think, although he's making the right choice shoving all his Janissaries into this rough ground, with artillery to force me to hurry up and not dawdle. So if he scores some good disruptions with the artillery before we make any sort of real contact, that can make a big difference in his favor. Yeah, even his medium artillery range is out to here, so trying to back out of range is not an option. And we'll want to adjust so that our Haiduks can confront his infantry and force him to at least try to split up his targeting between infantry and cavalry. And we'll hang back a bit with our center cavalry because they are going to get blasted by guns. Next turn. If they stay in the terrain, all we have to do is avoid them while engaging everyone else. So that's what we'll do. I'll keep 2 units just sitting here so if they try to come out to work around, we can charge, but mostly I'm not going to bother. Good. Infantry support forward. Good. So now if he takes cover in this rough, our Haiduks can open up on him. All right. Oh, the hell with it. Let's just push in here too. We'll just keep 1 unit in reserve. There's no reason to even be near that. Next turn. Good. Lucked out again. It's not going to last forever. Okay. Battle lines are drawn. That's where we'll fight. Let's draw the fire of these archers. Good. And get 2 units into charge range in case one disrupts. We'll also get our light horse into range of the artillery to draw some fire. And a light cavalry again. Stay out of shot range and try to get behind. And we'll get him bow shot. We'll take some casualties, but we have some armor, we have superior quality, so it shouldn't be completely awful. Good, that absorbs some arrows for us. Get our poorly armed levies into the forest. Not quite in charge range. There we go. And do I move up or wait? Whatever. Engage. Yep, that's fine. Okay, that's everyone. Next turn, we charge. Next turn. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Good. Held firm, that's highly superior for you. No breaks yet, of course. Fragged, huh? Why can't we do that? Not priority charge target. What have we got? Light Lancers. Excellent. Here we go. Good. Well then, let's do it again. Winged Hussars. Impact mounted. Sipahis of the Porte held firm, but we are at plus 100 because of melee pistols against swords. Right. We'll be in firing range, but not in the main firing arc, so that should avoid most of the horribleness. Just absorb the fire. Good. Okay, next up. Let's just do it. Disruption on both units. Just the one they already disrupted, that's right. Okay, then we can absorb their fire. As they're disrupted, it's unlikely to do much damage. This is a risk. We could end up facing some way we don't want to face. I'm not sure if this flank is technically here or here. I suppose we'll find out. In the meantime, push forward. Okay, so pistol impact and then mounted versus unprotected foot. So we're at 200 for impact. We're doing it. And unfortunately, it didn't work. So melee, we have pistol versus nothing for swordsmen, I suppose. That's interesting. Let's take a look at that. Any mounted except steady pistols. Interesting. Our armor doesn't come into play because they have muskets, though. No impact here, but melee, we're up 100. Let's see. How unpleasant. We should be up 30-ish in melee, though. Ouch. Okay, shove off these Tefekchis. Good, routed. And then our armored Cossacks will get ready to flank here. We just shoot it out here. Alright, good start. Next turn. Oh no. Oh, they're screwed. Alright, bye guys. It's not a flank, but we're disrupted, so we're down 100 POA. Lots of casualties, lots of disruptions. We just need to keep charging. Good. Yeah, that's not a good idea, guys. Okay. Well, take a volley for us, thank you. And we'll have to get around. And charge. I believe he's zone of control locked by this unit, so we can safely charge here without exposing our flank. I guess I'll find out if that's true at all. Good. You can't move. That's highly unfortunate. They're gonna break then. How is that? Impact isn't bad. Held firm. Ooh. Alright then. Nothing for it. It's not good because of the quality and armor differential. We'll need to try to work our way around with these levies. I know that'll happen in time. Alright. Next turn. Yep. Hold firm. No. Good, we should clip these levies then. Ooh. Looks like we're going to lose both of these units. Good. And come on. Perfect. Oh no. Did save his Sipahis in the Porte there. Up 27, that's good, but we need to push him over 40 before we lose more units. First off, we need to get into a flanking position and shuffle aside, fall back. Nope. We're going in. It's that or getting shot at. Unfortunately, we're still going to get shot at. Fall back. Ah. Do we take the hit or ride to long range? Take the hit. Good. Their troop quality is almost making them even. Don't really care if I lose these lights, to be honest. Damn. Alright. Still good. We need to get this mass of pursuing cavalry into action against his main line here. Alright, the GG, so it looks like we got it over 40 before our infantry all ran away. Bounce again. Alright, that's a win. So like I said, this is always going to be a tough matchup for my opponent due to the lack of pikes in the Ottoman infantry. and the map was very open. That made it tough. That being said, I think I can only point to a couple minor things. For one thing, I would not have brought the poorly armed levies at all, or at least if he was going to bring them, I think maybe just to pad the percent, could have just shoved them in a forest and forgot about them. Otherwise, they're completely useless. Fighting here was a good call, but the line was extended too far out and just gave me ample charge targets. I think a cavalry reserve, maybe here, with the janissaries in the village and the rough ground, and lights here, and maybe an attempt to seize this, but I honestly think holding here, here, and here with a cavalry reserve would have been the best chance, although still not a good chance. But that way, if I had attacked, I would have had to funnel past shooting from here and here, or if I went through the center, shooting from here and here in a crossfire. But like I said, the odds were always going to be against the Turks in this matchup. So a good game to my opponent, and I'll see if he's up for a mirror match.